You were telling me earlier about the way you designed the roof was kind of like a nod to the Gibsons.
Yeah. So iconically, the Gibson houseboats, which was one of the first inspirational boats that I saw, that just being seeing the twinkle in the eye of like, wow, what an idea this is. I wish I could afford one of those things. The more that I got close to the concept with my build, I was like, man, I kind of want to give something back to that Gibson iconic houseboat style, where it's got the larger cabin house style that tapers down into like the galley. So if you notice from the outside, my roof actually tapers. Highest point goes in about 8 feet, cuts down. I think it's 8 inches is my drop to the rest of the boat. Just something to cut up the lines to make things.
So it's not a box in the water.
Exactly, your eye caters to those little interesting quirks and details.
Absolutely.
My trim or my paint job even kind of matches that same motif. It follows that line, which is fun. It's fun. It feels like when we were kids. You remember the old Volkswagen buses and Beetles and the Bajas and dune buggies and just things like, wow, people are thinking outside of the norm.
Yeah, some style, some function and form.
Yeah.
Give us the approximate dimensions of the size of the cabin and then your front and back deck.
All right, so the cabin is 8 foot wide, the whole width of the boat, by 16 feet deep.
Okay, so it's 8 by 16.
Yep. This front deck you're standing on is a little over 6 feet. The original deck terminated right around. You can probably find the original. The original deck terminated right here on this seam.
So you added on another solid.
Roughly 4 foot.
4 feet.
Well,
okay.
5 feet. And 8 by 16 cabin. The back is the engine compartment, and the stern area, if you will, is around 4 feet.
So you got a good deal on these Yamaha 200s here. And you can see these are what you'd see on the back of an offshore fishing boat, like in Florida, or someone that wants to get up to 40-50 miles an hour, get there quick.
Yeah, he said he took these to the Bahamas a few times. So
see, I got stainless props.
they're gorgeous. They're just a little bit overpowered for what we need.
So Carter was explaining that one of these is counter-rotating. So these are, these motors were originally intended to be on the same boat. One of them is clockwise, one is counterclockwise rotation, which is a much more efficient. There's a science to it. I'll just put a link below or something. But Carter was saying, go ahead.
So if you do run into a situation where somebody says, hey, we've got 2 twin screw engines that came off of a boat, the guy that sold me this thing is a very straight shooter. He said, parts are going to be very abundant on this engine. All the engines that you would see on a single engine vessel are going to be rotating in this direction. When you have a redundancy or 2 engines, you're going to have counterclockwise screw rotation. That means everything from your lower end all the way up to your prop is going the opposite direction, making it very much more challenging and financially cumbersome to be able to find parts for it.
I think I understand it also that if you have too much torque going in one direction, it makes the boat want to always pitch to one side, whereas counter rotating will kind of keep it more level.
Very true, very true. Yep. So these things are designed to wear and tear. Yamaha, I gotta say, is not sponsored by them yet either, but these are engines that are very, very difficult to.
So guys, if you happen to be at home and you're like, I could use one of those motors or 2 of them on a project you have, it probably wouldn't be a shanty boat unless it's like a really big shanty boat, and you might have a smaller mid-range 4-stroke you're selling, or you want to do some trading or something like that. I'm going to put Carter's contact information in the description of this video, and you could talk back and forth. But yeah, you know what he's looking for, just a nice 40, 50, 60 horse 4-stroke for his project. Maybe you have a use for one of these. So
I'm always here to barter. Bartering is the best system, and I'd love to be able to cut a deal to a fellow shanty boater or somebody that could use one of these on a different application. So, to sum it up, I know everybody's busy, got a lot going on. Thank you for taking a little minute to check out our world and be intrigued by it. I will say the pillars of why I built this boat are for cleaning up waterways, cleaning up shorelines, trying to show people, oh look, I need to, it's a work in progress, I got a leak. To show people by example the power of community, the power of collective consciousness of what we can do together. We're always out camping as a family, exploring the waterways, state parks, national parks, and it's a sad fact of reality that a lot of places we go, we're picking up other people's trash. The buck stops at pointing fingers. We gotta just pick up after. We gotta show by example how to do this. So don't go anywhere finger wagging people unless you show them the right way. So my whole ethos is, while we're out having fun, let's just try to leave things better than we found them. And if that means we got to drag a couple bags of trash back to camp and dispose of them the right way, that's fine. We're going to make it we're going to document it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to get this on, on the chopping block of discussions that we really need to have as a global community, because this is what we're passing on to our next generation and generations after that. Furthermore, beyond the waterway and shoreline cleanup initiative, I want this boat, and hopefully this is the beginning of future vessels, I want this boat to be a safe haven for mental health and mental health awareness. The world's difficult. There's a lot of compounding things that we're all going through, and nobody knows the difficulties of another person's hardship. I am sure that all of us have had to lay to rest somebody that was very dear to us that we did not know the hardships that they're going through. And my goal is to create a little safe haven. All you got to do is say, it's getting a little rough out here. I just need to get away from reality, society, get more in tune with what we really started as, is like hunters, gatherers, people that are appreciative of earth and not material. If I can create a safe space for my stagehand and production and artist and musician community to come out here and not let the world get the better of them, and they can come out here and feel safe and inspired and go back out and hit the world head on with the reality. Like it's difficult, but it's a challenge that we are the bearers of light on this. So the only way we're going to move any forward is if we do this collectively. So I want this to be a safe haven for love, light, and mental health awareness, and just to really show what we can do, the power of positivity and collective community, what we can do in numbers to make this place better for everyone. So, and that means you, if you're in a hard spot and you just like, please, you're my friend, and just know it gets better, and don't give up. And the way it gets better is us collectively helping each other along the way. So please continue to join Brenton. Please continue to join me in this focus on showing alternative ways of being, living, building, and the power of our community, because it's contagious. Love's contagious, and I think if we show each other through action and compassion what we can do for each other and ourselves, the world's our oyster. So please follow along, Chasing Lazy Lightning. This is only the beginning.
Well, howdy guys and gals, Backwaters and Backroads here, obviously. So Wavy keeps tracking them down, and this time we're in South Carolina, but just barely, right on the border of the tri-state region. And